So you got fake nails for the first time?
I got fake nails for the first time.
Wait, what led you to do that?
I didn't want them at all.
They were forced upon you?
They were forced upon me because my nails were disgusting and short and I had bitten them all off and also peeled my gel off, of course.
Yeah.
And they were like the scary looking, like dead, brittle.
When it's flaky. Oh my God. That's honestly why I stopped getting nails altogether, because for the 5 to 10 minutes when she was changing the fake nails over and I would see the flakiness, it actually made me catatonic.
It's like a tough look.
It's just, and something about the texture, like I couldn't do it. So then I just raw dog it fully.
I need to start doing that.
But they look good.
Thank you. But I didn't want them at all. I just wanted her to do regular gel. And she was like, I can't because they're too
your nails
short.
are too trashed.
They're too trashed. So she was like, here's Gel X. And I was like, no, I don't want that at all. And she's like,
you don't have a choice.
That sucks for you. Glued them on, whatever. And I was like, oh, can you make them a little shorter? And she's like, you don't want them shorter. Okay, perfect. No problem. And so they're so long and they've been on for 3 weeks and they're only getting longer because I guess that's how it works.
I know, but they do look good. I do miss it. I used to be like such a nail art girl. It was a big thing every week or every 2 to 3 weeks. I would pick and I would do like intense designs.
Yeah.
I'd work very closely with my nail artist and I loved it. But then all of a sudden,
are artists.
No, they're artists. Like the fact that they get like everything, it's such a craft. It's such an art. And I'm so glad that nail artists are getting the hype that they deserve on TikTok and like that they're all becoming famous in their own right and everything. But it was just such a production. It was so much money and I just so much time. And I all of a sudden I was like, I have to go bare. And
you have beautiful bare nails.
Well, it took ages to get them back to a good place, but they were just so thin and like it creeped me out to like know how thin they were before.
I'm feeling that way too.
But I feel like your hand just looks so much sexier and more feminine with long nails.
I know. And I like the only part I really love about myself are my hands.
Yeah, you have beautiful hands.
Thank you.
They're like very feminine. You have nice fingers. It's cute. And also,
thank you so much.
At the 3 weeks, whoever your nail artist is popped off because those really laid well.
No, she's like mean, but she's great at what she does.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
She's great at her craft.
Do you wear contacts?
No, but I should.
No, but that was the number one hardest thing to do with nails.
I can't even imagine. I can't do it without nails. I tried to wear them, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was hard. But there's that famous clip of, oh God, I don't know who it is. Like, I want to say Cardi B, and they were like, how do you wipe your ass with your nails? And she's like normal. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. You just adjust.
I haven't adjusted yet. I can't believe I opened that ginger ale by myself.
I know, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
They're kind of useful though. And also just the ASMR of tapping them on everything is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And I will say something that I like, which is like actually gross now that I am going to say it out loud. It's like, I always put on Aquaphor before bed and you putting it on under my nail.
Oh, you do under.
It's kind of gross actually now that I'm saying it.
See, what I miss is like the aesthetic, which is so niche in 2024, of beauty influencers using their long nails like this to scoop it up on the back, like their Tatcha water cream,
back end.
and they're like, and then they wipe it on the back of their hand.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense than what I'm doing. Again,
not to
no
get it grimy in there,
skills.
but okay, this is how I problem solved the gross underside of them. Is I would get like an old toothbrush and I would use that as my nail toothbrush every single night to like keep them super clean.
Oh my God.
I had like a whole thing. I really had some of the most beautiful nail art. If you guys remember, honestly, my community of followers is very upset that I don't do nails anymore. Mine popped off. I had this one set that I had, which was like jelly. It looked like, have you ever seen Seth Rogen's pottery?
I remember those.
Yeah, you remember those?
Kind of like slime.
Slimy,
almost.
like multicolored slime. They were so sick. I love those. I had a cherry gingham set that was just to die for. But anyway, I'm bare for now. I actually thought about recently going back to nails because I was like, God, hands look so pretty with them.
Do you not do anything for like special occasions?
No, I just do a buff and like a shiny buff and get them cut short. But
I'm going to transition to that one day.
That's me, just a practical down to earth girl.
Truly.
Brooke, welcome to Office Hours.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to talk about everything interesting on the internet this week. I was thinking this morning actually about the first time we met. Do you remember when it was?
Yeah, at Erewhon. I was so nervous.
Which is so crazy because I was so starstruck by you.
Oh, I was so starstruck.
It was back in the good old days of 2020 and I like had followed Brooke for a while, and we were like DMing for a while, and we finally decided to go to Erewhon, and went this morning, and I was thinking about how
I was there this morning.
You were? The same one we went to?
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
That's really beautiful. And it shows that really we haven't moved from the same 3 square blocks since 2020.
Nope.
How has your life changed since then, and how has it stayed the same?
Oh my God. Whoa.
Sorry, that was out of left field deep.
Okay. I would say it's stayed the same in the friends I have. Those have been my constant.
I love your group of friends. Sorry to cut you off. I know that's always in the comments. It's like, Tinx, let the guests speak. I'm like, they inspire me to speak. Okay. Maybe that's what they're here for.
Your podcast.
I think your group of friends is so funny.
Thank you.
I want to watch a show about you guys.
I've always said, like, why has no one reached out? And I don't even think I don't think I'm biased. Like, I genuinely, I'm the least funny one of my friends.
I'm validating your thought because everybody is like, oh my God, my group of friends would be like amazing on a show. Your group of friends would genuinely be the funniest thing, like a short 30-minute reality show about a group of these really funny, talented people living in LA. Just a funny, I'm obsessed.
That's a perfect pitch if anyone's listening who works in casting.
And weren't you living in like a content house for a while?
Yeah, when I first moved here. Yeah, it's tough to say out loud. I was kind of a little bit in a content house. I lived with Connor, who I do a podcast with now.
Right.
And our friend Jack Martin, who since went on to like actually star in a TV show. And Sally Dar, who didn't technically live there, but like lived in LA and would come hang. Yeah, I lived with them for 3 months. And it feels like a lot longer than just 3 months. But eventually it kind of like fizzled and Jack got that TV show.
Right.
And then I moved out but we're all still friends.
Still homies. Okay, good. That's good to know. I love Sally Dar's content.
Yeah.
I just I resist asking her all the details of everything that happens with Taylor Swift. I'm like, I know she would explain it to me in a really clear and concise way, but I feel like that's taking liberties, like she can't.
I think she would love to talk about it.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
She does love Taylor Swift a lot.
Yeah, she does.
For me, I'm more just curious about some of the lore, and it's calming down a little bit, but some of the codes and stuff.
Totally.
And I just am curious.
It's like a big conspiracy theory, but like not like harmful, which is exciting.
It's nice. And I love her vests that she knits.
Yeah.
I'm like
great.
deep in your friend group. Like you have no idea. Like I love you guys so much. And I think it would be, and also just like the whole dynamic I want to know more about of like everything. And like you and Connor is obviously the best, funniest dynamic. If you guys don't listen to their podcast, what are you doing? What's it like having a podcast with Connor?
It's definitely something. I mean, it works so well because we're so different and we don't have anything in common except for our senses of humor, which is what makes it work. But also it's so funny. What makes it challenging is that we have nothing in common. I want to talk about like Andrew Garfield and he wants to talk about like the microchips. And it's just like, how do you meet in the middle? Is kind of like what the podcast is.
I love it. Like, guys, if you're listening out there, someone get them a show. I would love to see it on like an MTV, like a throwback, like I really think that we need some of those old school style reality shows, not overproduced, like truly a true reality show. I think it would be just so funny. And
like Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Like Jersey Shore. Yeah. But with you guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you say you're having a bratty summer?
Oh my God. Tinx, I feel like so out of touch
with the brat thing.
Okay. Because I am like not very into like female pop.
No, I know.
Which I wish I was so badly.
You're into musicals.
I'm into like musicals and like male yearning. And like all I want in my life is to transition to be into like Charlie and Olivia Rodrigo. And like I try so hard. It's not without trying.
I get
but I'm just like, where's the love story? Like, where's the yearning?
Sure. Okay, I get
that.
But
I do, of course, understand the appeal.
I think you're inherently pretty bratty. Okay.
Thank you. Are you in your brat summer?
Oh, yes. Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
I was just like, I'm just so glad that clean girl aesthetic is coming to an end. It was so difficult for those of us with frizzy hair who like to drink multiple times a week. It was just
so challenging.
It was so challenging to feel connected to the greater community at that and during that era. But anything to do with, binge drinking and dancing on tables and wearing sunglasses inside, I'm like, I see myself in you.
That's true. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I'm glad about the end of the clean girl aesthetic too.
What's the best thing you ate this week?
I found a new sushi place.
Oh my gosh, tell.
Which I'm really excited about.
Unless you don't want to blow it up.
No, I actually don't know what it's called. It starts with an M. I ordered it last night, so let me just look at my...
Matsuhisa?
That sounds familiar, but it's impossible to say.
Imagine if Brooke just casually like stumbled into Matsuhisa if you've ever been there.
No, it's Murakami.
Oh, okay. Where is it? Close?
It is in the vicinity.
Okay.
Definitely in the vicinity, like almost like in Hollywood, I think. Oh,
great.
But I only eat like at Sushi Fumi, which is, do you like Sushi Fumi?
I do. And I'm ready to break my silence on it because at this point, like.
Were you gatekeeping it?
Well, that's, if you know what Sushi Fumi is, you know how silly it is to think that I was gatekeeping it. It's so known and it's so popular that to think that I would have any effect on it is comical. It is already the busiest sushi place in Los Angeles.
It is tough.
And it's not my place. I didn't find it before, the hound dogs attacked or whatever. I just really like it. I really, really love it. And I haven't spoken about it publicly because I don't think that we need any more.
I'm sorry to force you into speaking about it publicly before you're ready.
I'm ready. Listen, you guys, this sushi place, it's so good. And let me tell you why. And I'm glad to speak about it.
Tell us why, Tinx.
Because everywhere in LA that you go is such a fucking ordeal. You have to have a reservation. You have to valet. You have to do this, that, and the third. There's a fucking, you have to say a magic code on Resi. By the way, I have something to say about Resi after I get done with this rant. So Sushi Fumi, you can't make a reservation. It's a neighborhood spot. It's casual, truly casual. Like you can go in sweatpants.
I've worn my pajamas before.
100%. It is just, you know what you're getting. The quality is amazing. It's fantastic.
Consistent.
Unbelievable. Just the best sushi. It is so hard to go to eat there. There's a whole system and it's very stressful. And people at this point have started waiting at like 4:45 and they open at 5:30.
I get there at like 5.
Me too. And it always pisses me off because when I have someone who's not aware of the lore, like I'll say, comment like, I don't want to be too much of a freak to them. So I say, come at 5:15 or 5:20 and obviously I go at 4:45 so that we're the first in line. And then they'll dick around and they'll come at like 5:28 and I'm sweating like a fucking whore in church.
Because I'm never felt more seen.
No, like, you know what I mean? Like we're going to lose our spot. And they're like, okay.
And they won't seat us until our whole party is here.
And then you look humiliated because the Fumi people are like, oh, is it your first time here? And everybody in line is pissed at you because you're like, okay, well, you can go ahead of me. You can go ahead of me. And it's like, oh my God, like I only eat at Fumi with other Fumians because otherwise, like I can't take any new people there anymore. You have to be a seasoned Fumi vet.
I'm completely aligned. And the only bad thing about Sushi Fumi is that they don't deliver. There's no takeout, which is why I was so excited to find this place.
But I think it's good because I think that's why their quality is, because then they're completely focused on
that's true.
And that's why it's good, because all the other places are stressed out because bitches like me are ordering enormous Uber Eats orders all the time. Everybody's very focused and centered. There's no phone. It's just like, it's a perfect haven. It is literally maybe my favorite restaurant in LA.
Mine too.
And we need more casual places like that where it's not such a big fucking deal. Like Great White is now in, which I love. I love Great White. No disrespect. My favorite pizza in LA is so fucking good. It's so fucking crowded. You can't walk in there.
I know.
I just want to go get a pizza and a glass of wine. And it's like, oh, we'll have a table ready in 4 hours.
I know.
4 hours. Like I just want somewhere without a reservation that isn't fucking Tokaya. Okay. I don't want to go to Tokaya.
It's tough. And the weird thing about LA food is like, it's really, really good, but only in like those types of places. Like if you go to...
No, I like the casual spots.
I haven't found like this sushi place. Like I have not found good takeout until I found this spot.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, like it's Sushi Fumi or bust for me.
There's another really good one. Rabata. Have you ever had Rabata sushi? It's fucking fire. Shout out to Shadi who showed me Rabata. It's so good. And it's in Hollywood and it's banging. It's unbelievable.
I'll have to revisit.
Really, really good takeout. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
And we used to have Izakaya on 3rd, but they shut and they never reopened. But burned down.
Oh, God.
I hate that for them.
I do too.
But yeah, it's like, I really think we need more casual spots, especially in the Hollywood area.
I actually once got in like a massive fight outside of Sushi Fumi because of the wait list. And I'm curious about your take on this because looking back on the situation, I think I actually may have been in the wrong.
Tell me.
So I was waiting in line at the Largo, which is a comedy club across the street.
Oh, yeah. I know it.
To get my tickets for Will Call. Okay. While I was waiting in line with a friend, Megan, while waiting in line, I said, hey, how about I just go.
The Megan that I follow?
The Megan that you follow.
Is she? She's in the friend group too, right?
Oh, yeah. She's like my best friend.
Megan, the amount of times that I've DM'd her and been like, if I can work with you in any capacity. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I just think you're a genius.
She is a genius.
No, I think I love her and she's going to do, I feel it's not like because I'm older than her, but I just know she's going to do
her
big
brain
things.
is an incredible
She's going to do
place.
like crazy. I'm just like, I just want to get with you because I know you're really smart and cool
I think
and funny.
so too. And she loves you.
I love her.
Okay,
Megan,
we'll have to make that
together,
connection.
Hey.
But she was like, okay, go put our name over at Sushi Fumi so we can just go eat there while we wait. And I was like, okay, great. We're on the wait list. And then this man in front of Megan, also waiting in line at the Largo, was like, hey, would you mind putting my name down too?
That's insane. That man, jail for him.
And so obviously I can't say no because I could never say no to anyone, let alone this old man in front of me and Megan.
That's an insane ask.
So I was like, yeah, Paul was his name. Paul for two. So I went over and I put me and Megan and then I put Paul for two.
You wrote it on the list.
I wrote Paul for two on the list and there was a woman there watching and she goes, you can't do that. And I was like, I no, but I was like, I don't know what to tell you because I also can't say no to Paul. And it's like, I'm in a difficult position right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything to her. I just walked away. Then I come back with Megan to Sushi Fumi and with Paul too. And Paul's name has been crossed off of the list. And so I had to tell Paul like, hey, like I put your name down. Like my name is cleared. This woman has a problem.
Right.
I'm going to direct you to her. They literally, Tinx, like I thought someone was going to throw punches.
Damn.
It was really scary. And then Paul said, I don't know why you think you're the police. And she said, I don't know who you think you are, blah, blah, blah. And they were going back and forth. And then Paul eventually had to back down and he didn't get seated.
Damn.
But anyway, that was just I guess it's not like a great story, but that's just something that I experienced.
No, it is. And it's like, that would really stress me out. I think the only thing I would have done differently is when she said you're not allowed to do that, I would have been like, you know what, that guy asked me and I feel really uncomfortable, but you're absolutely right. And then I would have crossed it off and I just would have been like, they said I am not allowed to write down two names to Paul immediately. Because I feel like
quick thinking.
Because I
don't have that ability.
I am so afraid of getting in trouble.
Me too.
Like it's like the number one like thing that I don't like. I work harder to not be in trouble than I do to do good things, if that makes sense.
No, I totally understand.
And I have found as someone who has a great fear of breaking rules, it's like, it's better to just say what happened immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that I'm that kid who's like, no. And he did it. And I'm really sorry. And like, I'm not a snitch, but I'm definitely like, I've just found in my adult life a way to get over it is to just explain what happened. Like, or if there's a weird friend situation, like with a dinner, it's better to just call someone and be like, hey dude, I totally thought we could extend the reservation. It was for 8 and it turns out we can't. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Like, rather than having them when I was like 20, I would have had them show up and then been like, I'm really sorry.
No, totally. I made everything worse by just ignoring that woman and then also not saying anything to Paul. Yeah. But it was also Paul's fault.
It 100%. That's a wild ask, especially if you know about Fumi. That's insane. Anyway, shout out Fumi. I'll probably never be able to eat there again now that we've spoken about it on my huge podcast.
No, but that's just like how intense Sushi Fumi is like there are like fist fights waiting to happen.
And I'm sorry I was mean about Takaya. I just think that the food is bad. That's just my honest opinion.
That's fine. I've never had it.
You've never had Takaya?
No, I've never been tempted.
Yeah. I mean, because like, why would you?
Yeah. I'd rather just have Chipotle.
It's just like LA mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what was the most annoying part of your week?
The most annoying part of my week, I just moved. And so I've been trying to set things up. I live alone.
With is it a ferret?
Guinea pig.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine. But there was some drama with Miss Frankie, like the guinea pig, and she now lives at an alternate location.
I'm sorry.
No, that's totally fine. But I've never said it because I've been scared that I'm going to get in trouble.
So sorry.
But also, you don't.
You know what? You won't get out in trouble. Oh, as long as she's good.
No, she's in such a better place. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was just feeling so sad and embarrassed about it because I truly did love her so much.
Of course you
She
did.
just like hated me. And there's so much that goes into taking care of a guinea pig that I just like was ignorant to and didn't know. And I do want a pet that will love me.
Get a cat.
I do want a cat.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't interested in looking at me or touching me or anything.
No, you need a kitten.
I do want a cat. But now I'm like, I like traumatize myself a little with Frankie. And I'm like, can I even?
No, cats are the easiest pet to have. I've actually heard that bunnies are the hardest. And I feel like guinea pig and bunny is similar. But I literally think it goes like bunny, guinea pig, dog, cat.
Taking care of a guinea pig is like kind of like being a preschool teacher.
Yeah.
Like you have to set up the environment and take care of the environment like almost more than the actual pet.
Yeah. And also like
I quit being a preschool teacher.
I don't know, totally. And also you can't like, you don't have any indication of what's going on with them.
Yeah.
A dog, you have the most indication. They're like very communicative. Cats, like you really can tell as well.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get a cat.
I do really want a cat.
Are you just saying that because you're in a cat
No,
household?
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
But I've never had a cat.
They're so easy. They're so easy.
I'm just scared I'm going to get one that's like, doesn't like me.
You won't. It's seriously, when you adopt a kitten, your life will change because like you've gone from having something that like can't show affection to like a kitten that will sleep with you every night. And
that's
like,
all I want.
You'll love it and you'll become its mommy. And like I've adopted 2 cats and it's the best. And you're going to adopt from my friend
of course.
who's the best. Friends of Normie, shout out if you're going to adopt a cat in SoCal, she's the best. And they're so easy and you can leave them like all day. That's like the thing with dogs. I'm like, people are crazy that they're like, oh, like by the way, I like some dogs, but people will be having like a nice dinner and then halfway through they'll be like, well, I gotta go. I have to feed my dog. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's true. I'm not ready to give up my independence yet. I don't think.
No, sorry. I really interrupted you again. I gotta do better.
You're fine.
You moved. That's the most annoying thing. More annoying than divorce and death, they say, I think.
Really like, and I had been putting it off so much because I just didn't want to do it. So I stayed in my apartment that I hated for 3 years just because I didn't want to move. And it was like, I couldn't even fit in it anymore.
No, I get it.
But I moved and just like trying to hang up curtains. I can't even.
No, awful.
I actually can't even get into it because I got a TaskRabbit and then he was like, I can't do this.
Didn't you tell? Didn't you say?
Because I had gotten the wrong rods apparently, which
fine.
Like, I am just a girl.
You are just a girl.
Well, also girls can do anything. And also I am just a girl. Okay.
Those two things are true at the same time.
Those two things are true.
Mm-hmm.
And I have just been feeling like just a girl. Like no one told me what rods to get.
Yeah.
And then he's there saying, I can't do with these rods. And I'm saying, okay, well now what? And he's like, just pay me for the hour. But you didn't do anything. But I guess that's my fault. And now I'm just out $80 and my curtains are still on the floor.
It's tough.
So that's annoying.
Yeah, that's really, really annoying. Is that the weirdest thing you've ever hired a TaskRabbit to do?
I had one TaskRabbit mount my TV.
Oh, whoa. So you like use it for, that's good.
I think that might have been the only other time I used it.
You need a handyman.
I would love like an
I
on-call.
actually have a great handyman for you.
Really?
I have someone who's been in my life. It's the most stable relationship that I have. He's been in my life for 4 years. He is my handyman. He is a father figure. He is the male in my life. He can fix anything. Every time I have a problem, an internet is broken, an internet is broken.
And
like like a rod, a lamp, like he is there for me. And I'm going to give you his number after this and your life is going to be changed.
I would love that. I was saying, I just like on the podcast last week, I was saying, I just need a man who does
things,
everything for me. And everyone was saying, you're looking for a butler.
You could I mean, obviously,
which okay.
Butler is the dream, but handyman is a really good second.
Yeah. This sounds like kind of a crossover.
Yeah, he's a crossover. Mm-hmm. I'm dead. Okay. What is the wildest thing that you believed that you were when you were younger that you found out was actually false?
Oh my God. Someone asked me this yesterday.
No way.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about it, which is crazy. I used to think I have a sister that's 8 years younger than me.
Okay.
So when my parents were kind of telling me like, oh, mom is pregnant and like, this is how babies are made, blah, blah, blah. I thought that you had to have sex every night until the baby came in order to have a baby. So I didn't go near my parents' room for like until she was born. Like stayed completely clear. Did not go towards that side of the house. And I thought that for a really long time too.
That's just like so much sex for the parents to be having.
And I don't think I don't think I really conceptualized it at
Oh
all.
my God.
I thought it was kind of just like a 1 second event that you kind of ritually practice like for a few minutes every night. And there was no way for me to know when that would happen. So I just had to stay away.
I'm dead. They probably thought you were like really reclusive child.
Probably like having issues with like the thought of a new sibling.
Oh my God. That's a really good one. That's unbelievable.
Thank you. Do you have one?
Do I have one? No, mine were all like, Santa and stuff, like boring. I mean, Santa's real, but you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. All right. Here's some interesting internet stories from this week. Okay, so firstly, Britney. Well, this is, you're not a pop girl, so.
But I'm here to listen.
Yeah, there you go. Britney Spears biopic film set at Universal with Wicked director John M. Chu. So Universal Pictures had landed the rights to Britney Spears' best-selling memoir, The Woman in Me, with the Wicked director John M. Chu, producer Mark Platt attached to develop the feature. I mean, that's great. I think that's awesome. I wonder, obviously the question in everyone's mind is like, who's going to play her? I'm trying to think of who. I feel like Addison Rae would be almost good to play her.
I'd love to see her do that.
Like, I feel like she's a good dancer and like they're both from the South.
Yeah.
And like that could be good. Who else could be really good to play her? I think it has to be Addison Rae.
I think you might have just hit the nail on the head.
I was just thinking that because I saw that Addison Rae has like a new song coming out and I was like, oh, that's cool. And she even like wears the clothes that Britney used to wear. So I feel like that could be good.
Or Madison Beer.
Just
like anyone in that space could be really good.
Yeah, because but I guess they'll probably have to have a couple Britneys, like a young Britney and then like a 20-year-old. I feel like the majority of the book takes place in her 20s.
Did you read the book?
Yeah.
How was it?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, it was really sad. It was incredibly, moving, and we really truly never know what people are going through. And I grew up just adoring Britney and loving her. And it's like, who knew all this really terrible shit was going on?
Yeah.
And also like entertainment industry is so fucked up.
Totally.
And weird and just sad. But yeah, I wonder how much Britney will have a say in, I mean, I feel like if you buy the rights, you kind of get to do with what you want with them. But I feel like so much of her story has been like people speaking for her. So I would hope that they stay pretty close to the book in terms of, the plot and whatnot.
I don't know how like celebrity memoir writing works, but like how much of the book do you think Britney actually wrote versus like somebody else wrote and she was just kind of like most?
I would love to know that. Yeah. Or if she was just talking and like the stories were there. I mean, I actually listened to it on audiobook. So it sounded like her because of the voice and everything, but
she didn't narrate it, did she?
She did, I think. No, I think she did. Am I wrong? The Woman in Me. Let's see. I'm reading a great book right now, by the way. Everybody should read Margot's Got Money Troubles. It's bomb.
What's it about? Is it?
Oh, Michelle Williams.
Oh, love her.
Love her.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
No, me neither. Okay. Well, there we go. She like, I feel like she kind of acted the Britney voice. God, I don't know. My memory is terrible, but
she probably did. She has an Oscar, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it was, she used a writer and, they worked. I'm sure I hope a lot of it was, I mean, I don't think that they like made up any stories, and it was pretty full of like, to me, the stories are real because you can't like just lie or whatever. Right. So and it was pretty full of them. There wasn't a lot of like fluff, like, and then I was feeling nice, It was more like, and then this happened and then this happened. Right. So I would think that a lot of it was pretty accurate. Anyway, that's great. Okay. I'm excited for that movie.
I'm excited too. And I'm excited that
Tate
there's
McRae,
kind of like,
that's someone just wrote in our chat. That's a really good one
to play Britney.
Yeah. She could be great because she's an unreal dancer. Oh my God, she's so hot, and
she is so hot.
It's psycho.
I would love to look like her. I saw her.
Me too.
I think I saw her at Dialogue kind of recently.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, this girl is so pretty and there's something familiar about her. And I was like, oh my God, that's Tate McRae.
She's so pretty and she's such a good dancer and she has such thick hair. And I just like, I'm like, that's a great idea. That's actually an unreal idea. She kind of even looks like Britney. Like if you put short blonde hair on her, whoa, that's a bomb idea. And also I love Tate McRae songs. Okay. This is a crazy one. How old are you again?
28.
So are you in the wedding zone yet?
It's about to start.
It's about to pop off.
Yeah. I feel like the people I know are getting married really like almost later in life than like my friends from the South.
Yeah.
Just because I'm from like Philly and it's like all like Philly, New York. And I feel like those people get married later.
For sure. So should couples send "you are not invited" cards to friend and family before a wedding? So in an online wedding,
what?
Crazy. Okay, just wait. In an online wedding forum, a user explained that a family member is planning a small garden wedding and has chosen to keep the guest list small due to their tight budget. For those that did not make the guest list, the bride and groom are planning to send cards to let the people know that they're getting married soon with a note that reads, "You are in our hearts on this special day." Their excuse for the sake of curiosity and thinking of them, but I don't understand why they would send this out before the wedding. So a longtime wedding expert, Jacqueline Whitmore, weighs in on the touchy subject. She said, it is customary for wedding announcement to be sent out after the wedding, not before. Announcements are usually sent to people who weren't invited to the wedding or did not attend the wedding. Yeah, I think that's insane.
I would be like so offended.
I also just think that's such a waste of money. No offense, but like, I can't think of one person who would get a card that says you're not invited to my wedding and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so moved by this. This is so beautiful and gorgeous." Like, no freaking way. Like that is just out of the question. People lose their minds with weddings. And I like altogether the people get engaged and they just become like alternate reality living. I just think that like, in what world would you get that and be like, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't even send one out after. We have Instagram for a fucking reason."
Right.
People will see. Be like, you don't have to explain yourself. Also, like, I just feel like people feel so obligated when it comes to weddings. If you want to do a small garden wedding and you don't want to invite, any of your friends, it'll be okay. If they have an issue with it, they'll call you.
Totally. I feel like sending like a "you're not invited" notice is more intentional than just like not inviting someone in the first place.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And also people know it's like, I think we all just need to like let a little air out of the tires with all the wedding things. And it's like I was doing AMA on Instagram on Monday and I don't think I answered this question, but someone wrote to me, which is a common question. They were like, "What's a good like gift to give in my bridesmaid asking box?" And I was like, you are a human girl too. Like just because you got engaged, it doesn't mean you're not a person.
Right.
Like, use your head. Like, what would you want? You've been a bridesmaid, or if you were to be a bridesmaid, what would you find useful? Like just stop acting like, I don't know. People get
totally. I'm not looking forward to entering the wedding era.
It's a lot. I've been a bridesmaid 12 times.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's my fun
that's
fact.
like very like 27 Dresses, like romanticize yourself into a rom-com type of
I am, and my mom
storyline
is convinced that I look like Katherine Heigl, so I really...
You kind of do. Oh, Tinx, I like this for you. I like this narrative.
No, I don't. I don't know.
No, it's something big is going to happen. Like something James Marsden worthy is going to happen soon.
Okay. From your lips to God's ears, baby.
Yep.
Okay. The rise of the polyamorous marriage. This is a piece from the Times by Claire Cohen. Okay. Polyamory is a new term recently coined in America. And it's a portmanteau of tolerate and polyamory. So it refers to an age-old situation where one partner tacitly consents to the other having a sexual relationship or flirtation with someone else. It's an agreement, but it's unspoken. So this arrangement is not uncommon with long-term couples. It's turning a blind eye, even though it's not your first choice, says Dr. Marie, a relationship coach, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, this is interesting. The author writes, traditionally, of course, it's tended to be that women who turn the blind eye. Think Mad Men types having affairs with their secretaries. But this may no longer be the case, given that more women than ever are thought to be cheating, up to 40% since 1990, says relationship expert Esther Perel. Okay, so let's unpack. So up to 40% of women cheat. I feel like there's an ongoing discussion online about how being monogamous is really difficult. There's a rise in this thing they're calling polyamorous. Polyamory.
Okay.
Where people are like, yeah, you can do it. Just like, let's not talk about it. But I feel like there's also a rise in open relationships.
Right. This is just an open relationship without mentioning it, which is cheating.
Which is just cheating.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a disaster waiting to happen. And I'm so like rule abiding. It could never be me.
Never. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that, not to judge, of course. But like if you also are in the relationship and also it's not your first choice.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to deal with it.
Also, like, I mean, I guess it depends on how outspoken it is. Like if the guy is like, or the girl is like, hey, I'm going out tonight. I'm going to be late. I'm going to sleep at my, if you're listening and not watching this, I'm winking like theatrically, like I'm going to be late. Like I'm going to sleep out. I mean, is it like that? Or is it just like you find out they're cheating and then you ignore it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's so much scale here, but again, I don't want to be judgmental because I think there's a lot of ways to be in a happy relationship. And if it works for you, great. But I just like a rule.
Yeah. And I feel like if like either way, if the other partner is not like on board,
right,
then it's not going to work.
Not going to work at all.
I feel like there has to be some sort of communication.
Yeah. Even if it's just, look, I think that open relationships are really cool. And I know a few people who are in them and I think it's awesome. And, you know, we're evolving in terms of our openness to different formats of relationship, which is great. But I don't know who this would work for. Like the coolest people alive who are just like, yeah, whatever. Like
then they would just be in an open relationship.
Exactly.
I have trouble with like black and white.
No, me too. Oh my God. So much. Dolce & Gabbana launches a luxury $99 perfume for dogs. The brand has recently launched Fefe or Fifi. Do you think it's Fifi or Fefe?
Is it F-E-F-E?
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of
Fefe. Fefe. Oh, you know what? It's Italian, so it's probably Fefe. Fefe. The fragrance is named after Domenico Dolce's beloved dog, a nod to the deep bond between the designer and his canine confidant. I'm going to get this for my cats. I don't know what to tell you. Like really? I'm a 100% a perfect. If it's for dogs, it's for cats too.
Okay. Love.
I wish that there was a cat one. Oh my God. Maybe Dolce & Gabbana
partnership
would want to do a partnership.
I bet they would
with my cats and call it. Well, what can we call it? Miso. That's my cat's name. That's, oh my gosh. Okay. The perfume comes in a green lacquered glass bottle adorned with a 24 karat gold plated paw print. Sick. I'm getting that for the cats for sure.
I wonder, is it just like more non-toxic?
Yeah. Or like, yeah, because they can lick it or whatever. The other good thing, not to make this about a hard sell about a cat, is like they're self-cleaning, which is just to die for.
That is to die for.
However, once when Miso was a baby, he fell in the bathtub when I was in it, and there was like a lot of bath salts and like bubbles, and I was worried that he was gonna lick it and get like sick. So I made the brave choice to shower him by myself, and it was the most violent, like scary thing. But because cats hate water,
yeah.
But I did use this Way like the Way by Jenna Atkin,
of course,
like pet shampoo, and he smelled so fucking good afterwards. And I was like in that moment jealous of dog owners because I was like, damn, you can always like just wash your dog and then they smell so good. So this is like clearly my workaround.
Oh my God, that's perfect then.
Yeah. Okay. Hurricane Debbie blows cocaine worth over.
Wait, does this have to do with the sharks on cocaine?
We're going to talk about that too. Packages. No, this is different, but like I did see that story also. So packages of cocaine worth more than $1 million washed up along the Florida Keys. There were 25 packages of cocaine worth 70 pounds. It weighed 70 pounds. The drugs were found by a good Samaritan who contacted authorities. How crazy is that? So I wonder where they came from. Maybe they were on a boat coming to America.
I guess.
Nuts, right? In May, a beachgoer found 1 million. Oh, wait, is that it? Or is that a different time? Another $1 million worth of cocaine? Damn. So then there was also the thing about the sharks recently.
Yeah, the sharks are on coke.
The sharks are having a brat summer. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I were a drug dealer, I would secure that shit under the, in the boat. Like I wouldn't be like have it on the top of the boat. And I'm not saying that the drug dealers strapped the coke in a sloppy way. I'm just saying that if you have $1 million worth of something, stow it away.
Maybe it was stowed and there was like a horrible wreck and it was like an undocumented boat and they couldn't since it was smuggling.
Yeah, because it was a drug boat. But yeah, isn't that crazy?
I'd love to see a movie about that soon.
By the way, me too. I would like to see, I feel like we have a Sharks on Cocaine movie coming to us. Like, don't you?
Well, Connor and I had said that like a year and a half ago when Cocaine Bear came out. We were like, we'd like to see Cocaine Shark.
Yeah.
And like, we have a history of like manifesting things in the studio. And so we were like, oh my God, when this headline came out,
it's happening.
And so I think there is going to be Cocaine Shark, the movie, based off of everything that's happened.
So the Coke Shark thing is scientists in Brazil report that the first proof animals are indeed exposed to cocaine. 13 sharp-nosed sharks near Rio de Janeiro had traces of the drug in their muscles and livers. Cocaine Shark is a movie.
Already?
Oh my God, we just missed it.
It just slipped right under the radar?
Well, we need to watch it. I have something to say about shark movies. So I love shark movies. I've seen pretty much all of them, apart from Cocaine Shark, obviously.
What else is there besides Jaws?
47 Meters Down, Deep Blue Sea, Deep Water, Megalodon. Like there's one about a shark in a lake. I watched them all. Oh, the new one, Under Paris. Have you seen that? Anyway, here's my thing. We have all this amazing CGI. We have AI. Oh, I have another thing to say about AI. Actually. Every time there's a shark movie, they use the worst like animation so that it looks so fake. I would like to be scared. Like I want to be genuinely scared. And another thing, you've remade every single fucking movie and you've never remade Jaws. Like I would love for them to remake Jaws with like an amazing.
Such a good point.
Like I don't get it. We've remade every single movie good and bad except for Jaws, which is an incredible movie. And now we could do it with like an amazing shark. My second point is that Deep Blue Sea is the best shark movie in my opinion to ever be made. And it's an incredible movie that the plot actually makes sense. And the fact that they've never remade it with good CGI is a crime to me.
How old is it?
I don't know. It's 1999. Okay. It stars LL Cool J and it's a really good plot. It's basically like they have this like center in the ocean where they're like giving sharks drugs or whatever, not coke, but like other types of drugs. And they kind of genetically modify them. And all these people obviously go to the center to like check out the sharks. And then there's Steve says they are harvesting and enzymes from the sharks, which like is something that humans would do because humans are weird. And this group of scientists, it's kind of like Jurassic Park where they're like, oh, we'll go to the place and we'll like check it out, whatever. So they go and obviously there's a really bad storm and obviously the sharks like get loose and then the people are in the center and the center is sinking. And, they're harvesting enzymes from the shark's brains to help fight Alzheimer's. Okay, well, that's honestly like good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And it's just such a good plot and such a good movie, but the only thing that is let down is like the quality of the shark because obviously in 1999,
right.
The fact that no one has redone it is honestly, it is my soapbox and I just wish that someone would produce it. So anyway, I'll shut up about shark
That really
movies
is
now.
such a good point of just like, why haven't we remade old shark movies?
We can make them so scary now. We can make them literally so scary. And I just don't understand why people haven't done it. And even like the new Netflix one, I was so excited about. And I did quite enjoy it, even though other people thought it was bad. 295 people have signed an online petition for WB to remake it. Well, I'm 296 as of now.
Hey, make that 297.
Okay. Sorry, I really just feel like I can be myself with you and like let my freak flag fly about all the weird niche movies that I like.
No, I love that.
Now we're going to talk about some TikTok trending internet moments. Did you see the pole vaulter video of the guy?
Like with his penis?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So what are your thoughts? So for those who haven't seen it, first of all, open the internet. Second of all, his French pole vaulter, Anthony Ammirati, he's 21, has been eliminated from the 2024 Olympics after his crotch caught on the crossbar at the qualifying event and sent it smashing to the ground. He is now an instant viral phenomenon. I mean, what a way to get out.
What a way to get out. And my first thought was like, why are you not wearing like compression shorts with something like that?
I know. It's like, it's just so crazy that you work so hard and then you just didn't like strap it down that one day. Like, you have a huge one. So just take care of it.
Just strap it down. Like I honestly like, I'm sorry. And like, maybe this is the wrong take. Like, I don't even feel that bad. And like, that seems like something that you could have easily just like put a little extra thought into.
Like just a little bit of extra. I know. It's insane. And for the rest of his life, he's just like dick on pole guy.
Right. And if like we are expected to wear bras.
Totally.
Strap your dick in.
Strap your dick in.
Yeah.
We strap our boobies in.
But that does suck.
It sucks
for him, and I'm wishing him the best.
Okay. What about pommel horse guy? In the nicest way
Steven.
Possible, I feel like he's your type.
I am addicted to him.
Okay, good. So Steven Nedo.
I just call him Steven N.
Steven N. There we go. After a week filled with sudden internet fame, 25-year-old Steven became the second American man in 4 decades to medal at the pommel horse at the Paris Olympics Games. I mean, he's a bit of you.
I love him.
He's like nerdy, sweet. He's funny. He's got
the way he can do a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, can he?
Literally in 10 seconds.
That's hot.
It's so insane. But here's my thing with him and boys like him that I struggle with, and I think you might be able to relate to it. I do love a weird boy, but then sometimes there are weird boys when you're like, maybe they're too weird. Like, I don't know if I can do it. And then they start dating someone else.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, they weren't that weird.
No, I know. Especially if it's like validated by like a really hot girl. And you're like, I knew it.
I knew it, but I couldn't get there. I feel like that would happen with Steven.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would meet him and I would be like, oh, he's so sweet, but I don't know. And then he would start dating someone else and I'd be like, he was the one.
No, I know.
And I knew it. And that's how I feel about him.
I completely relate. I have so many boys, which obviously I'm not going to be able to think of now, where I'm like, I like loved you from before you were famous.
Yeah.
And then everybody like caught on. And they were like, oh, and I was like, so niche.
So niche.
But yeah. Anyway, wow. Good for him. I love him. I love that he took his glasses off. I love that he had a little nap. I'm so obsessed with the Olympics. I just got back.
Oh my God. How was it?
It was sick.
I can't even imagine.
It was honestly the best trip of my life. I was so into it. I was like so emotional. I was crying every day. It was so cool. I want it to be all the time. I love it so much.
What was like, give me one highlight.
I think watching beach volleyball under the Eiffel Tower is something I will remember for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And it was like Team USA.
Wow.
And it was like LeBron casually strolled into like the viewing area where I was. And then it started raining like in this really dramatic, beautiful way. And the Eiffel Tower was sparkling. And I was like, this is the best day of my life.
Wow.
And it was Team USA playing. And like, obviously the match got rained off, but like seeing them play, just seeing these athletes is like, they're so incredible and they make me very happy. And
wow, that is so amazing.
Cool.
You deserve it. That is such a cool experience.
Cool. I don't deserve it, but I took
Yes,
I was on a brand trip and I took my best friend from growing up and she's a human rights lawyer. And I was like, you deserve to be on this brand trip. Like more than anyone, like you should come here. You deserve this nice brand trip because you're an amazing person. So that was nice.
That's great.
Okay. So I have a lot of AMAs, ask me anything questions, so you can help me give a little advice to round it out. Okay. So, this is a fun one. Danny, 24, unpopular opinions. My girls and I, while we are getting ready to go out, love playing unpopular opinions. Basically, someone throws out a random topic and we must give our most unpopular opinion on said topic. Would love to hear you try on the easy ones below. If you like them, we have a whole list of some dirtier ones. An unpopular opinion of a food you love. I feel like with me, I've done it for so long where it's now popular and this is not like, now it's pick me to say that you love tuna.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love tuna.
Of course. And it's like,
you know a tuna girl when you see one.
You know a tuna girl when you see one.
They have class.
Oh, they have class. Yeah. I have class and you don't. Yeah. I feel like that's not even unpopular anymore. I think like, I don't know. An unpopular food. Okay, what about an unpopular food you can't stand?
I have an unpopular food combo that I love that people judge me for. It's like over easy eggs over mashed potatoes.
Brooke, that's messed up.
No, it's so good. There's no difference between like that and like eggs with a side of hash browns.
That's fucked up.
It is. It's so good. And then you like mix it all together and it's just like egg potatoes.
I can't do it. That's
if you tried
How did you discover it? Like
my dad, I guess, grew up eating it and like made it for me and my siblings.
And well, now it's like, I can't say that because it's like a family thing.
No, it's fine. Everyone shits on it. But like, it's it's divine. It's a delicacy.
All right. That's fair.
But yeah, everyone says it's so disgusting.
I like yogurt with rice. That's kind of gross, I think, to some people.
Oh, that's my like food that I don't like is I get grossed out by like yogurt,
dairy,
and cheese.
Okay. So there you go. Yeah. I love a bowl of fresh rice with like a Greek yogurt and salt on it. That's mix it all together. It's delicious. Okay. A TV or movie show that you loved that's unpopular.
There's this one horror movie called The Boy. Have you seen that?
No. Oh my God.
That everyone is like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh, is it where he's like a doll?
It's a doll, and this girl comes and babysits the doll.
Yeah, she babysits the doll, and then he's like, yeah, I've seen it.
And everyone was like, this is so bad. I literally finished that movie and I was like, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I think about it all the time.
2 questions. Number 1, are you a horror girl?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Horror girl, but I don't like gore.
Me too.
Okay.
Wait, have you seen Longlegs?
No, not yet.
I'm dying to see it. I'm so excited. I would love to go. Yeah, it's so, oh my God, I can't wait. And second of all, did you see the Anne Hathaway movie about being with Harry Styles, the fan fiction?
Yeah, I did.
That was my one that everybody loved and I thought it was bad.
I hated
it.
I hated it. Okay. Which is like so shocking because that is so right up my alley.
Yeah.
I did not connect with anything on the screen.
Couldn't vibe at all.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. Lisa, 28, got the ick from his car. Hey, big sis, just want to say I love you and thank you for everything you do for us trying to survive dating in LA. Love ya. I recently went out with a guy on a first date. Backstory, I met him at a friend's party. He seemed nice and was super easy to talk to. He not only asked for my number, but followed up the next day and with plans. All my boxes were being ticked. He came to pick me up for the date, and this is where the ick hit hard. He picked me up in one of those futuristic looking Tesla Cybertrucks. A Cybertruck.
Oh, that's horrible.
He not only picked me up in this monstrosity, but never even mentioned it. I would have been less put off if he had picked me up on a unicorn. Long story short, there was no rebounding. The date was fine, but I was so turned off by his car that I will let this die after this one date. What's the craziest ick you have experienced on a first date or around it where no matter how random, you couldn't ever see past it for another date? So if a guy picked you up in a Cybertruck, would you still go out with him?
If he said something, if he made fun, if he could make fun of it.
100%. It's just about acknowledging it.
100%.
Even if he's just like a rich guy and he like wanted the car, if he just said that, if he was just like, oh my God, my car is like kind of cringe, but
self-awareness.
Like, just
that's
self-awareness.
all I'm asking for.
But if you don't acknowledge that you have a Cybertruck, that's fucking wild.
I just like, I think he takes himself too seriously.
Exactly.
And that's not something that I can deal with. Yeah.
I think it's really hard. Like, what do you think is the hottest car for a guy to drive? I'm kind of like weirdly judgy about cars in that I don't want the guy to have like a super, super nice car because I'm not really into a car guy. Like I want him to have like, I don't know, like a Jeep. Perfect.
Yeah.
No, perfect. A Jeep because it's like, he's rugged.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he has to move some wood or, you know, put my suitcases in the back or whatever. Like
and he's not like thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
But he's given it enough thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
I would like a truck too, but I think not that many guys have trucks in LA. But then that's a little bit like, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any crazy icks?
I guess it's like case by case.
I don't have any like that where it's kind of like, I'm not saying you're superficial. I'm saying it in terms of like an ick that's like a thing. My icks are more like, well, this was one that I said, a guy, he didn't know what congealed meant. And it was for me personally, like I didn't like that. But I found since that I've told a lot of people that story and a lot of people don't know what congealed means.
Really?
Yeah. But for me, it was just like an important thing.
Okay. It's good to know yourself.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. I once saw a guy swing on monkey bars. And that was the end. That was the end of it for me, which sucked. Because like I'd love, like in a perfect world, like I'd love to have like a fun, like, oh yeah, let's go in the monkey bars. Nope. Cross that one off.
Yeah, that's so fair. Okay. Priscilla, 28. I have a theory. Okay, the apps fucking puke. It's a shit show. Men lying and just trying to bang is a pandemic on the apps. I'm so convinced they found this thing meant to help people connect, realize they can use it for evil, and immediately begin ruining our lives here too. Once we were dodging fuck boys in bars, we are now dodging them in what was meant to be a safe and productive space. My theory, all the good guys have left the apps because fuck boys are winning and they have returned to the bars. So we need to give the apps a break and start meeting people and flirting through IRL again. Thoughts? Yes, I agree.
The apps are hell on earth.
I took a break from them this summer. I didn't actually tell you guys, but I actually really did just kind of take a big old break. And look, I think that like there's a way to do it, but I think that we just get the juice isn't really worth the squeeze on the apps anymore. Yeah, you can find a random good date here and there, but like it's so much better to just be outside and go to bars and like not deal with it because it's actually insane. Yeah, I agree. I do too. I think, and also like everybody's been going out again, like brat summer, like people are out and about. Like there's no one is like, no, I don't want to go out anymore. Everybody's really down to drink and go to bars and do all that good stuff. And it just feels very like summer of outside. So yeah, I agree. I think it's a great theory.
Do you feel like dating in LA is like exponentially harder than everywhere else? Or do you think I'm making excuses?
No, I was on the Overheard LA podcast in January and I did a bit about how bad it was in LA. I got shredded in the comments, absolutely shredded. They were like, it's just because you're ugly and like lame. And I was like, no.
People say that to me whenever I say it too.
It's so bad here.
It's so bad.
And I know because I've dated in a lot of different cities and it's like, yes, it's bad everywhere. LA is a special circle of hell. It is so bad. It is so bad. Like I'm validating anybody who's having an absolutely terrible time in LA. I'm validating anybody who's having a terrible time anywhere.
Totally.
But LA is actually Dante's Inferno.
Hell on earth.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. Glad we're on the same page with that.
All right. Well, on that cherry note, Brooke, thank you so much for coming on Office Hours.
That went by so quickly.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's just Brooke Averick. And then I have 2 podcasts. One is Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast with my friend Connor. And then one is just with me and it's called Obsessed.
Thank you so much. Tune in.
Thank you so much.
Check her out. She's amazing and funny and awesome. And to you guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back with you on Monday. Bye.